Hey everybody, I hope you're doing really well. This practice today is called Stretch It Out, and it's a perfect shorter sequence if you're looking to do something a little less intense but still very productive. So we're going to be doing a lot of work to stretch the legs, the fronts of the hips. We'll incorporate some twists and a little bit of upper body and shoulder stretching work as well. So for this one, it would be good if you had at least one block helpful. A pair of blocks is even better. And also optionally a blanket or even a large throw pillow if you like to elevate your hips in a seated position and for stretching. So a couple of things that are good to have. So we're going to start today either in a seated position or a kneeling position. So take a moment to grab a block if you want to use it. So I'm going to use my block to sit on, like in a kneeling position. You could also sit directly on your heels. So take the block if you're using it underneath you and just take a moment to sit as tall as you can. So start to work on your posture here. Slide the front ribs in just a little bit, lift your navel up. You can turn your palms up or down on your legs. Take just a couple moments here to find some centering. Close your eyes. Relax your face and begin to consciously move your breath in and out. So conscientiously moving the breath in through the nose, inhale. And then long, slow exhale, either through your nose or through your mouth. And again, deep breath in. And long, slow breath out. Notice how it affects your nervous system, allows your body to sort of settle down a little bit better, a little more. Take one more breath, inhale, and exhale. And then as you inhale, open up your eyes, take your hands to your chest, your heart center, and we're going to start with the hands and the wrists today. So flip the palm of your right hand, flip the fingers of your right hand down and then press your left hand against your right. So you're stretching your wrist. Right wrist is getting a good stretch. And then we'll take it the other side. Press the palm of your right hand against the back of your left hand. So left fingertips point toward the floor. And then take the hands back to heart center, interleave them. So interlace the hands and go about 3 or 4 times one way, making circles with your interlaced hands. Feel what happens in the wrist there, and then reverse 3 or 4 times. Just giving the wrists a chance to kind of rotate around. Take your arms out in front of you and then start to do these movements here, flipping the fingers, the palms up and down. And then reaching out through your arms. Extend your arms out to the sides. Now this is one that requires just a little coordination. Don't overthink it. Push your palms away, move your front ribs in, and curl the fingers a little bit like you're holding doorknobs in your hands. We're going to rotate the shoulders in opposite directions. So you're going to rotate the right arm sort of forward, and then the left arm, that doorknob turns in the other direction, right? So you're going one way, and then you're reversing. So you're going internal and external, kind of moving in opposite ways. You're just starting to warm up the shoulders on your back. You can bend your elbows a little bit. Just do a few more. Keep your sternum lifted. And again, don't overthink it. So you're turning the thumb down and then they're turning the thumb up, moving in opposite directions. Let's do one more on each side. Starting to feel some heat in the arms. Reach up through both of your arms. Inhale, exhale, tent your right fingers on the floor, lean over to the right. So left arm over the left ear, push your ribs to the left, and then reach the arms back up again. Lean over to the other side, tent your left fingers, right arm comes up and over, push your ribs to the right. And bring both of your arms up. Join your palms, lower your hands down to your thighs, and just a few cat-cow here at your own pace. So if you're sitting in a kneeling position, you can sort of let your hands slide along your legs, pull your elbows back as you arch your back, and then slide your arms straight as you round your back. Doing about 4 more movements. looking up, and then big exhale, looking down. Come back to the center, that neutral spine. Come to stand up on your knees. You can set the block out of the way. Tuck your toes under. Try to move your tailbone toward the floor. So there's a little bit of a backward tilt of the pelvis. Swing your arms up, reach up, lift up through your back ribs, and then take a back bend here. So like a lat pull down with your arms. You can look up, move your navel in, tailbone forward, leaning back. One more big breath. Stretching out your chest. And then on your next inhale, reach up, exhale, lower your hands down. Take child's pose. Separate your knees. You can point your toes here, stretch it out. Stretch out through your arms. Just take one more breath, rounding your back very gently here. Inhale your way up to tabletop, shoulders over the wrists. Extend your right leg back, but point your toes. So press the top of your right foot down, roll your right inner thigh up. So get a stretch on the top of your foot. And then tuck the toes under, lean back through your heel. So the shoulders will go back a little bit. And now bring the shoulders forward, roll through the foot, point the toes one more time. Really stretch that leg straight. And then tuck the toes, reach back through your right heel. So productive stretch there for your calf. Pull your belly button in. Now coming into gate pose, swing your left foot over to the left side of your mat. Walk yourself around to the right. Turn your right toes out. Lift up through your chest. Reach the arms up. Inhale, move your front ribs in. Lean towards your right leg. Exhale, take your right arm down. Side bend here in your gate pose. So get lots of length through your left side. And then let's reach all the way up again. Bring your hands behind your head, squeeze the shoulder blades, take a little twist toward the front of your mat, little twist rotation, and then exhale, come back to center. Bring your hands down in front of you here. So lean some weight into your hands. And then from here, press down into your right arm, right hand. Take your left arm out to the left. You can take a little twist up away from your right leg. And then take the left arm and just swing it back and forth here. So work a little bit of stretch in your left shoulder, keeping your left side body long. We're going to circle all the way around toward the right foot. So now let the right foot toes turn up. Walk your fingertips toward your right foot here. So get a big side stretch as you lean into it. Option to stay here. You can put your left palm flat. You could even reach your right arm behind you, take a little half bind, and turn toward your right hip. As you exhale, walk yourself all the way around to the center and come back to your tabletop pose. So find your tabletop, point the toes of your left foot, press down through the top of your left foot. So pointed toes, push into your hands, and then flip the toes, stretch back through your heel. Inhale, roll through. And exhale, press back. Come back to the center, kickstand your right foot over to the right and walk your hands in front of you. Anchor your left foot to the floor, maybe on a little diagonal, turned out, and then stretch up. Take your arms up, make your tailbone heavy, lean towards your left leg, take your side bend here. So moving your front ribs in once again, breathe into your right ribs, take your arms up, bring your elbows wide, find your core, and then take a little twist toward the front of the mat. So open twist here. And then bring yourself back to the center. Lower your hands down in front of you. So bring some weight into your hands. Extend your right arm out to the right. Push into your left foot. You can stay here or open up back into that twist away from the left leg. And then lower that arm again and swing it back and forth. So keep your spine long and notice what's going on with your right shoulder. You can bend the elbow a little bit. You can get fluid in the right arm. And then bring your fingertips to the floor. Let's walk around toward the left foot. So we're going to externally rotate the leg, turn the toes up, fold over. So you're going into a nice crescent shape there on your right side. You can keep the fingers tented. You can plant your right palm. You can swing this left arm back, try to deepen the twist, maybe take a little half bind toward your left inner thigh. Take another breath. On your exhale, undo the twist. Walk your hands all the way back around to the front of your mat. Tuck your toes. You're more than welcome to come back to another child's pose or draw your front navel in. Swing your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath or two or three to walk in place. Set up your hands position. Push through your index finger, knuckles, and thumbs. Spread out through your toes. Remember, you can work with bent knees, which is a really nice way to get a good forward tilt of the pelvis, taking the ribs over the femurs, over the thighs. Now on your next inhale, right leg lifts up. Inhale, bend your right knee, fan your hip. Push down into your hands. So we're holding these stretches here a little bit. Pull your right knee into your nose. Step your right foot between your hands, lunge. So take your left knee down to the floor. Now we're going to interlock the fingers here on top of the right thigh. So a little balance comes in here. Squeeze your thighs, your upper thighs toward one another. Scissor your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Take it back to a runner stretch here, hands free maybe for 4. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Chest over thigh, 2. And then last one. In the flow there, you don't have to have a totally straight right leg. Bring your right foot to the floor. Take a deep lunge, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward as best you can. Take your left hand down, pick up your left knee. Turn to your right, reach the right arm up. Open up into a big, strong twist. One more breath. Lower your right hand down, step back, downward dog or a child's pose. Stretch long through your spine and take your top thighs back. Spread toes. Lift the left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your left knee. Fan the hip. Drive your right heel back and down. Let's curl the left knee in toward the chest and step your left foot between your palms. Take your right knee down to the floor. Pause here. Try to get the left hip back, right hip forward. So really think about that as you drop the pelvis and then rise up here. Interlock your hands on your left thigh. Press into it. Inhale. As you exhale, send your hips back. Flex your toes. And again, breathe in. Lunge forward, right hip forward. Exhale, slide back. Squeeze the thighs for balance. 2 more times. Inhale. Set it back. Exhale. Shoulders back a little bit here. Last one. Inhale. Hips back. Exhale. Come forward as you breathe. Drop the pelvis down. Take your right palm down. Pick up your right knee if you can. Press into your left thigh to rotate around towards your leg, and then take your left arm up. Should feel a big, long stretch down your sides and a rotation from your middle waist, middle torso. Exhale, left hand down, left foot back to downward facing dog. So your hips in down dog can also be a little bit wider here if that allows you to access a different type of stretch. Notice if you're rolling to the outside edge of the feet, press down through the big toe mound of each foot. Roll, spiral your inner thighs back. One more breath. Reach your right leg up. Stretch it up and back. Step your right foot between your thighs again. Now take the left knee down. So if you do have a pair of blocks, you want to keep them close to you. Take one of your blocks outside the right hip, so off the mat probably, And it can be at any height depending on how low you can go in your hips. You can put your palm on it, you can tent your fingers on it, reach up through your left side, and then lean over to the right. So again, you're driving the left hip forward, right hip back. Now, trying to get open in the front of the hip here, you can play around a little bit with some circular movements here, right? So circles, see if it makes a difference if you open up the chest and lean on a diagonal. You will get a different stretch. Just take another breath or two there to open up your chest, open up your side body. You can just keep that lean over to your right side. Keep drawing your right hip back. And then let's go ahead and grab the other block if you have it. You can also bring your fingertips to the floor. Okay, so the blocks can be at any height. Pick up your back knee. We're going to go back and forth. Inhale, exhale, pyramid pose for 4. Back heel slightly lifted. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the feet into the floor. 3, scissor the hips. Inhale, exhale. 2, last one. Inhale, and breathe it out. Exhale. Come into a lunge. Take your left knee back down to the floor. You can get those blocks out of your way. Walk your right foot a little bit wider now. So it's toward the side of the mat. You're wide in your base. Plant your right hand by your right foot. And then see if you can drop your chest. Slide your left fingertips out. So you're in a really sort of low lizard here. Drop the chest down for a breath. Now you have the option to come back up on your hands or come onto your left forearm. Maybe you bend the left knee, maybe you catch the foot, or you keep your foot on the floor. Give yourself about 3 breaths to pull the heel in, find some rotation in your chest. Let's release when you're ready. The left foot down to the floor. Lift up, walk your right foot back to the center. Now we're going to revisit that half split, but this time, if you want to go a little lower into it, try to take your sit bone all the way to your left heel. So you're a little lower and you're sitting on your left foot, stretching through your arch. You might walk your hands forward, flex your right foot. You might even try to balance this a little bit by drawing your chest down toward your right leg. Squeeze from the outer hips in. Take another breath. Wherever you're at. And let's come forward. Press. Pick up your back knee and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Tilt the pelvis up. Exhale. Take your top thighs back. Left leg lifts up. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, step your left foot through. And then the right knee is going to come down. Get your blocks ready. So again, you can have them close to you. Maybe you put a block to the outside of your left hip now. Maybe your right hand guides the right hip slightly forward. Lift up through your fingertips of your right hand. Lean into your left side, toward your left side. So take a breath here to find that side bend for the front of the right hip, the psoas. And then again, start to explore a little bit. As long as you feel stability there in your low back, notice where you're getting a better opening or what you need to open there in the front of the psoas. A couple more breaths here. Moving yourself around, hugging those hips into the midline as best you can. Finish in the side stretch. And then come back up to the center. We're going to take our blocks or tent your fingers, pick up your back knee. So you can work with very bent knees through this whole thing. It doesn't have to be a straight front leg or back leg. Inhale, look forward. Exhale into your pyramid, your long pyramid stretch for 4. Again, inhale, push down to lift up. Exhale, chest to thigh. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And then last one. Inhale. Exhale. So pivot your right hip forward, left hip back. And then lift up, bend your left knee, take your right knee down, get these blocks out of your way, and then walk your left foot over to the left a little bit more. So we're setting up for those lizard lunge variations. So again, if this is best, you're going to stay right here. If you want to go for that low lizard variation, the left hand is going to stay where it is. You can bend that elbow and then slide out through your right fingertips. Try to get a little lower in your chest. Hug that left inner thigh in slightly. And then pull it back in. Your right forearm can optionally come down to the floor. Turn toward your left thigh. Now bend your right knee. Maybe catch your foot. These are all additional layers that you can add only if they feel good in this moment in your practice. If not, allow yourself to be wherever you are in the process of getting there and breathe. Just let your breath be calm. Take another moment. You can move around a little bit. Pulling that heel in a bit closer. Let's carefully release the right foot down, come up onto your hands, and then walk your left foot back. So recenter your foot, and then take that deeper runner stretch here. So the hips will shift back, and you may go back to the point where you can sit on your right heel a little bit. You could stay here, you could drop in, walk the hands forward, maybe catch a balance with one or both hands. If you're balancing, got to really kind of squeeze the outer hips in and pull the belly in. Take about another breath or two. And then we're going to take the hands back down to the floor. Pull yourself back into your lunge. Let's come back to a down dog. We're going to work toward a seated position after this. So let yourself really stretch out. You could even do little cat-cows here with your spine. Bend your knees and do those cat-cows. Lots of different ways to twist and open up and explore. Bend your knees here a little bit. Walk your feet to the middle of your mat and then come to take a seat. So here's where your blanket comes in. If you know that when you're sitting doing forward folds and straddle stretches and things like that, and you know that your low back has a tendency to round a little bit when you're doing that, it's very helpful to take a folded blanket or even like a large throw pillow and sit on it. And that is going to help to elevate you just enough to let your low back move in a little bit and tilt your pelvis forward. So we want a little bit of an anterior or forward tilt of the pelvis in these seated forward bends. So I'll show it here to get started. You can sit on a blanket. And we're going to take the right leg out. So take your right leg out to the right. Pull the sole of your left foot toward your right inner thigh, and then rotate here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, send your chest over your thigh and just land wherever you are here. So there'll be a little bit of a rounding to the spine. If you can reach for your right foot, that's fine. If not, you can tent the fingers on the floor. Look down at your left leg here. Just take about 2 breaths. So you're on the diagonal. And then walk your hands in. We'll just keep the hands low here. Lift your chest. We're going to take a twist here. This right foot, bend your right knee, cross your right leg over for a seated twist. If that's difficult to keep the bottom leg bent, you can stretch it out straight. Okay, so using the blanket here, try to lift up out of it. Take both arms up. Inhale. And then as you exhale, rotate both arms right into the twist. So they both work, they both move at the same time. Give yourself a nice big movement there. Take your left shoulder onto your back and rotate from your middle back. And then simple exhale to come out. Bring yourself back to the center. We'll switch sides. So now the left leg is coming out to the side. Again, try to move your pelvis slightly forward, lift up through your sides, flex your foot, and then try to rotate from your rib cage toward your left leg. Inhale, and then big exhale stretch. over your left leg. Keep directing your ribs over. So that would be your right rib cage wrapping towards your left leg here. Take one more breath. Relaxing your gaze down, relax your neck. And then slowly just lift your chest up. Come on up. This left leg is going to cross over the right one. Set yourself up comfortably here so you can breathe. Take your arms up. Inhale. So try to use a little core there. And then take the rotation on an exhale toward that closed twist. And then lower both of the arms down at the same time. Sit tall. Think of this as a little bit of a back bend here as well. So lift the sternum up. Retract your shoulder blades for this last breath. Think posture. And then as you exhale, come all the way back to the center. So you're more than welcome to continue using the blanket. We're going to move into a straddle stretch. I'm going to set it off to the side, but again, if you feel like it's working for you, keep the blanket. We're going to take the legs into a straddle, okay? So your straddle may be a little wider. It may also be a little more narrow. You can bend the knees a little bit. You can soften the knees, and we're going to be working with that just a little bit as well. So now move the flesh of your sit bones back. So move it back, and then you're going to feel this little pelvic tilt here again, which is what we want. And if your knees and toes are rolling forward, I want you to really try to kind of move everything in external rotation so the toes are pointed up. Good. Let's take a big breath in here. Inhale. Exhale, lean over to the right. So you're totally stretched out here. You're in a great place to be working on this. And then start to rotate toward that right leg and then take yourself toward your right side here. Try to keep that left hip anchored there as best you can. We're going to keep sort of this angled stretch. Bring your hands to the inside of your right leg. Now you can come up on your right hand and turn this into a supported side stretch. You can also flip your right palm up. So your palm is facing, your right forearm is facing up. You might reach for your right leg here. Open up into a bigger side stretch. Maybe even reach your top arm, your left arm over and peek under your left arm. So that's a big one. We did a lot of side stretches though, so you might feel ready for that. And then slowly bring yourself out of that. Walk yourself back to the center. Swing the arms up, lean over to the left side. So try to keep your pelvis balanced. And then turn, like we did before in the single leg stretch, turn, direct your ribs over toward your left side, keeping a little mindful anchor through your right hip as best you can. And then we'll take the hands, the arms to the inside of the left foot. Again, you can be up here and try to turn the chest into that really sort of classic side bend, or turn your forearm and your palm up. Maybe reach for your left foot. Take your right arm up, stretch over, catch your foot, and then try to rotate, spiral the chest up. One more breath here, wherever you may find yourself. And then simply release. Take it around to the center, lift up. Okay, so we're going to bend the knees a little bit. So pull, feel that little contraction in your quads, and then straighten the legs, point the toes. Bend the knees, pull it in, and then stretch it out. Shoulders back one more time. Bend the knees and then point the toes. Now keep the legs straight and keep the toes pointed, or flex. I'm going to flex my feet. Hands come, fingertips behind the head, elbows wide. 4 little folds here. They can be very small, little pancake folds. 4. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Knees point up. 2. and 1. Now you know it's coming. Hold here. You can hold here. You can bring your forearms down. You can come into a little bit more of a forward fold, breathing in and breathing out. Try to keep your feet flexed or pointed wherever you are. Creep the fingers forward. Take one more breath. So enjoy wherever you are. You did all this preparatory work to get yourself here for this really wonderful stretch that you can breathe through. Keep your legs energetic. Walk your hands back in. Good. Let's take our time. So bring your hands under your thighs, bend your knees, and super easily take your time. Bring the legs back around. Give them a little movement, a little shake. Bend your knees, send your chest right over your thighs. You can reach for your toes. Just give your back a little stretch, right? You're in that position for a little while. We'll lift up here. Gomukhasana. Slide your right leg under your left. So see if you can stack your left knee on top of your right one. So we'll get a nice little broadening stretch there for the lower back. If that does not feel great, you can hold underneath your left knee and sort of elevate it and position it so that you can take a little forward fold. If you're okay stacking the knees, drop your chest right over your thighs. Breathing into your outer hips, so all along the rims of the outer hips. Try to get that stretch. Your head relax. A lot of leg work, a lot of lower body work today. Inhale, lift up, lean back onto your hands, and uncross to recross the legs. Sit up tall. Again, you can support your top knee and stay upright. Or if you're okay with a forward fold, go ahead and bring some weight down onto your right leg as it's crossed on top of the left. One more big breath here. Lift yourself up. I'm going to turn to the side. Final option here is a forward fold with your legs straight. So again, you could put that blanket under your hips. You could bend your knees. You could separate your legs a little bit. The feet don't have to be completely together. Move the flesh of your sit bones back. It makes a big difference. It resets the pelvis slightly forward. Take an inhale, push through the big toe mound of each foot. Exhale, fold over your legs here. Just land wherever you are. You can bring your forearms down. Try to flex the toes back. Gently press down through the backs of the legs. Just take another breath in and out. And then as you inhale, rise up. Soften the knees. Again, you can draw the heels back. So if this concludes your practice for today, you have a couple options since you have maybe some props. You can take a blanket and roll it up. Take your blanket, roll it up, and put it underneath your knees, which is very restful after all that leg stretching. Let your legs turn out a little bit and then lay back, and that's going to support your low back as well. That's one option. Another option is, if you're using a back blanket and you have one, is to take it across your hips. It's just a little bit of weight so that when you lie down in Shavasana, take your rest, you just have this little something here to anchor the pelvis a little bit, and that feels really nice as well. So take some time here, set yourself up, walk your shoulder blades together underneath you. Feel the external rotation in the arms and the legs. Do a quick body scan. Make sure that you're releasing all of the tension that you don't even realize you're holding on to after all of that movement, all of that breath work. Just let yourself go. And thank yourself for coming back to your practice for another day. And I thank you for joining me very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.